Juraj Slafkovsky has signed an 8-year extension with the Montreal Canadiens, and it's for a lot of money. Now, before we get to that, go to 888 Canada at some point today. Check out 888 Canada's YouTube page, where Steve and Jesse play some games with Ashley Docking, some trivia, some other things too. What'd you guys do? Run it through quick.
I like this. The slots thing was fun.
The slots thing was fun.
So we just played slots. Each everybody take their turn, and then the person who ends with the highest bankroll wins the competition. And there was one time Steve ended up in the negative. So
I got to take pictures with the championship belt. That was fun.
Juraj Slafkovsky has signed an 8-year contract extension with the Montreal Canadiens, carrying an average of $7.6 million. Guys, let's break this down. What do we think of Juraj Slafkovsky being a Hab long term?
I think what was that?
Let me panel this. Television panel this. Is this the best signing of free agency day?
Oh, I hate you.
Stop it.
I hate you.
Is it?
No, you know what? Jesse, it's a valid question. It's a valid question.
Up there.
Well, okay. A lot of people are going to be like, what are you talking about? He had 20 goals, which is good. 30 assists, which is good. 50 points in 82 games, which is good. And also it's a skill to hit 82 games. That's so many games. And a lot of people don't get there. It's very rare. I am looking at Juraj Slafkovsky's game log. And the beginning of last season, where all the memes came from, talking about how brutal he was and, you know, making fun of people posting pictures of like, oh, here he is with a cool zone entry.
Which, I mean, it did get a little desperate in Montreal.
It did?
It did. The cope was heavy.
The cope was heavy. But like I'm looking at his game logs. This dude didn't hit 10 points this season until like damn near Christmas. And then after that, he was just a very solid player on a very not solid team.
And why is that? Because they started playing him on the first line.
They did start playing him on the first line. Before, like, okay, just taking a sample, starting from March 9th, which was a game against the Leafs. 2 points, 1 point, 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 1 point. Okay. No points. The streak is over. 1 point, 2 points, 1 point, 0 points. He scored a hat trick against Philadelphia. Then he went on a 3-game slump and ended the season with a goal and an assist. This is a player who got better as the season went, and a forward with his skill set, his tenacity. He's low-key really mean, and his size for $7.6 million. That's a difficult player to find.
Jesse, your thoughts?
Montreal. I want you to look at this thing and say, we got the deal of a century, because this thing reminds me, and I'm not saying he is this player.
Wayne
Don't get
Gretzky.
me wrong.
Wow.
I'm not saying he is this player, but this reminds me of Nathan MacKinnon signing for $6.3 million for 7 years when he did way back when he was a youngin.
And that was like coming off of like a 50-point year?
Yeah, it was before we knew he was going to be Nathan MacKinnon.
He had like 16 goals.
Them locking him up for 8 years at 4? 7.6, Adam?
7.6.
Yeah.
7.6? That is a ridiculous number for someone who in 2-3 years time is your number one center forever and ever and ever. Like, and the cap's only going up, and $7 million is going to be how we looked at Nathan MacKinnon in 2023. The 22-23 season, Nathan MacKinnon made $6.3 million. That's ridiculous. In 2032, when we're looking at Slafkovsky and he still makes $7.6 million, that's how we're going to feel about it, because the cap's going to be over $100 million, and your number one center in Montreal, when you're good, is going to be making 7.6. It's ridiculous.
Well,
what a great
right winger.
Sorry, right winger. I keep saying center.
Suzuki is making
right winger.
I think 7 or a hair over 7.
Yeah.
I thought he was 8. Oh, no, maybe
no,
he's
7.
Less. Damn, good
He's
for that.
Sorry, apologies.
Now, I will say this. Slafkovsky has 60 career points.
Mm-hmm.
The Montreal Canadiens just spent $60 million on him. There are going to be people who are going to say, are you out of your mind? A la the Jake Sanderson contract last year.
Like you.
Now, not a lot of positives in Ottawa last year. I was called a troglodyte for saying,
What is that?
I don't know. It just means that you're a bit of a knuckle dragger, I think. Sens fans were very
Like a
upset with me.
Neanderthal?
Like a caveman.
Yeah, people, they were very upset with me because I didn't say it was the greatest contract I've ever seen. And it wasn't, but it's worked out really well for them. You look at what a
Adam,
top line...
you better not show your face at that parade in August.
No,
right.
You look at what a top line defensive player who could score a lot. He's one of the bright spots on a really bad Sens team last year. What Jake Sanderson was able to do on a not very good Montreal Canadiens team. And isn't it funny? He starts scoring when they put him with the best players, Caulfield and Suzuki. Isn't that weird?
And
Isn't that strange.
Even better, I was trying to find his first half versus second half on Twitter for this video, but I instead found a tweet from Habs on Reddit. Heading into his last game of the season, he had 48 points. He ended up hitting 50, and one of those points, those 2 points, was a goal. That goal gave him 20 goals on the season. That goal activated a bonus in his contract where he got $250,000.
That's a good goal.
That's a $250,000 goal, and I bet it felt pretty good.
Touch them all, Juraj. You'll never score a bigger one.
That's an expensive goal, man.
That's an expensive goal. I'm sure
in a real meaningful game too.
I'm sure Montreal was more than willing to pay.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be fun when Trevor Zegras is the centerman.
Yeah, you know that there is those rumors that keep circulating. Right?
I don't know. I think it's entirely possible.
It's Slafkovsky, by the way. This extension does not kick in until next season.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. This is the second. This last year was the second of his ELC, and I think that's
crazy.
Genius.
Oh, so
that's the genius of it.
It's 7 years.
It's an 8-year deal, but it
8
doesn't
years.
start until the end of this coming season.
Oh, that's gonna take him until he's like 29.
This is an unreal.
Oh wow,
that's a great
Habs under 24 years old. Davidoff, Slafkovsky, Cole Caulfield, Lane Hudson, Kirby Doc, Ryan Bacher, Gooley, Owen Beck. You know, you just go to Alex Newhook.
Dude, it's crazy. Newhook and Doc are still that young.
Yep.
It feels like they've been in the league for so long.
Crazy list.
Wow. Yeah, it is a crazy, crazy list. Good for Montreal Canadiens fans. I'm sure you guys are thrilled, although I do think they need to make a few more signings. I do think they need to make...
Oh, don't you worry, Adam. They're going to get Askarov, and it's going to be everyone's problem.
Oh, God. I can't wait. Oh, by the way, I should say...
Yeah, you're not done.
I'm not done.
No.
SDPN.
I don't know how you've done this so many times. How are you forgetting?
I know. My brain is foggy. SDPN free agency. It's brought to you by 888 Canada.